Hi, I'm Travis Merrill, and for my second Digital Artist in Residence video, I want to talk about the second half of this problem that I outlined in my previous video. No idea what I'm talking about? I'm talking about how the left hand and the right hand like to influence each other. If I use more weight in the bow, my left hand wants to press harder, even if that's not necessarily advantageous to my playing in that moment. So in the last video, we talked about ways we can work on this in the left hand by working on light touch exercises to both find release, the ability to release in our hand, but also to find less pressure in the left hand while the bow is playing into the string. But how do you work on the right hand side of this problem? How do you find a minimum pressure for your bow for the maximum amount of sound in a way that it doesn't influence your left hand at the same time? The answer to this, I've found, is a little counterintuitive, is Ponticello practice. Now, Ponticello means little bridge in Italian, and what it really means is to play close to the bridge with a very light pressure so that you get these high partial sounds out of the instrument. But if you think about it, of course you can play that close to the bridge and play with a good sound. You have to be very, very heavy, right? So the question to ask is, how do we develop the ability to play near the bridge where we have this really projecting sound, but with the least amount of pressure possible? And by working on Ponticello, we can develop our sensitivity to how much weight we're putting into the string and find that point where we are using just the minimum amount to get the most bang for our buck. Now, I'm going to demonstrate that by playing a passage in a number of different ways. First, very Ponticello, and then less Ponticello, and then with a normal sound. Here we go. So it may seem surprising that you can develop a more beautiful sound by playing with a kind of screechy one, but if you think about it, what's going on here is we are really training our sensitivity to how much weight the string can take at this point near the bridge. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't repeat this exercise in different points. Any contact point will work with this particular exercise, and if you're trying to make a different kind of sound than one that's really focused, then this is a great thing to try at different contact points. Really, we're just experimenting with like, what is that point at which I cross over from too little weight to just enough to really get the string to vibrate beautifully. It's just easier to demonstrate near the bridge because the bridge has the widest range of pressures that we can use with the bow and make different kinds of sounds. Also, most of us don't play close enough to the bridge most of the time, and so it has a side benefit of being able to really work on that beautiful focused sound that we get when we play closer to the bridge. Additionally, if you are someone who is just getting started playing a lot of contemporary music, Ponticello is a technique that pops up all the time, so this is a great time to develop that vocabulary word in your technique with this exercise. You can use this exercise in lyrical passages. You can also use it in fast passages. What I do in those cases is just alternate between a sort of Ponticello sound or a 2-light sound, and then just enough to get the string to speak, something like this. And again, by alternating back and forth, you're learning how to release. And I really think that skill of learning how to release is so important. If you work on that both in the left hand with those light touch exercises and in the right hand with this Ponticello practice, I think that you'll find your individual control over your hands is going to improve dramatically.